Hey everyone, happy Love Day. Thanks for clicking on this video and checking it out. And today I'm going to be talking about my love-hate relationship with Calatheas and how my Calatheas are breaking my heart. And I'm wearing black intentionally because some of my Calatheas have fully broken my heart. Some have not loved me as much as I've loved them. And I don't know whose fault it is. Most likely it's my fault. You know, you have to try and mimic the conditions in which they are used to growing in. So that can sometimes be a challenge with Calatheas. And if you know anything about the Calathea genus, you know that it is a beautiful plant. And if you're shopping and you find this plant like at a nursery or online, it's most likely going to stop you in your tracks in person or stop you from scrolling if you're online shopping. It's a beautiful plant. My first one is right here. Getting some camera time. That is my Calathea rattlesnake. But hey, I'm going to show you all of my Calatheas that I purchased, and the Calatheas really caught my eye on Instagram first, and I thought that it was humid enough here for them to survive, but I don't think that I have the right conditions for them. And I'm just going to show you what they've done to my heart. So it is basically a love-hate relationship with Calatheas. Beautiful plant family, but it's definitely not an easy plant. So let's just get right into it. So this is just one of my Calatheas that is not doing well in my care. I actually have this one in my greenhouse outside, but I just want to be transparent, a transparent plant parent, and let you know that, you know, they won't all live, you know, they sometimes die. This one, I think there is hope. I want to just change the medium because this is basically mud that this is planted in. So I definitely want to repot it and give it a chance. But yeah, Calatheas and me haven't been really in sync. And I mean, and then the foliage was captivating with the pink. It has like the pink stripes on it. Amazing. But as you can see, there are some toasted yellow leaves around there, some very crispy edges. Yeah. It is fried, baby. Looks like it went in a toaster. It is fried. But just want to be transparent to let you know that, you know, they won't all live. They won't all thrive. There are some plants that I own that are thriving. There are no dry tips, yellow spots, yellow leaves at all. Thriving. But then you'll have these ones that, you know, don't do that well. But don't give up hope. I definitely want to get more Calatheas in the future. I definitely want to try to rehab this one. And, you know, once I get my humidifier in better conditions, I'm sure I'm going to love Calatheas a lot more. So, this is my Calathea peacock. And this was, I said is, I should say was. I placed it in water. Trying to rehab it. I have a few mosquito bits in there as well. Try to put it in focus. Yeah, a few mosquito bits are in there as well, just so that there is no mosquito larvae or anywhere, you know, creepy crawly is basically trying to make a home in there, you know. But this had one dying leaf on it, and it now has a crispy. The leaf has since then become crispy. But I don't know, I'm not going to toss it yet. I'm not going to toss it as yet because my fertilizer is en route. I should have it soon. I'm going to be using Fox Farm liquid food on this one, liquid plant food. So I'll try to use some fertilizer while it's in water and see how it does. If this was my Calathea peacock, I'm going to drop up a photo in here so that you can see what it looked like, what it used to look like when I first got it. It's really a beautiful day amongst all of the dead Calatheas and dying Calatheas. It's a beautiful day. So this is my Calathea medallion, and a lot of the leaves I already chopped back. As you can see, like all of those dried points, basically because they were chopped back already. So, but this medallion actually still has like a good leaf here. This is new growth. This is the newest leaf. Recently unfurled, like about probably like last week maybe, and no toastiness as yet. This leaf here is very, very toasty. And I think it's just dirt, and I guess like lizards carrying the dirt on it, so that's not pest or anything. Up here is a little fried, also fried. But this is my medallion, and it's in mud as well. So I don't know. The nursery imports these, and they ship them in mud. It's not well draining soil or anything like that. This is how my Calatheas are looking before I repot and before having a humidifier. So we'll see if they turn around once I repot them and add the humidifier into my space. So I like to refer to this as my well-behaved Calathea. This is my rattlesnake Calathea, and a lot of the leaves are still doing good. Some are yellowing at the tips, on the sides as well, yellowing. But this was like this before I brought it inside. So I'm guessing the greenhouse is too hot for them, maybe. It's like I'm still learning Calatheas. I'm still learning how to love them and how to care for them. But I definitely moved this one inside. This was my first Calathea, and I moved this one inside with hopes of saving it. This one is in the best soil so far, so this must have been imported from a different nursery, because this soil is well draining. It isn't muddy. I still want to change the soil though, but yeah, excuse the noise. But this is the Calathea rattlesnake. A lot of good leaves, a lot of good green leaves, well behaved. This one is like no yellowing, as you can see. And then some have like yellow sides. So I just found a pot with some actually well draining soil in it that I had in my greenhouse. And this is going to be an impromptu repot. I'm going to repot the medallion real quick. And after it's potted up, I'll just take a short clip of it. But this is impromptu, so I don't have my tripod out here to actually record the whole process. So yeah, I'll show you once it's in its new pot and its new medium, because this right here is mud. As my friend Shari would say, this is mud. You know, this is crazy. It's wet. and I can't tell you the last time I watered this, probably 2 weeks ago, trying to let it dry out, but it's crazy. Some of the roots still look nice and white though. It isn't rotting any. If there is root rot, these ones are have not rotted, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Tongue twister. But yeah, I'll show you it after it's in its new pot and new medium. So I got all that mud off of the roots. The roots are pretty good. There isn't any root rot. The roots are, pretty healthy looking. So I'm about to repot it. I sprayed it down with my, I guess, fungicide mix. I'm gonna do a video of what I put in that mix, so look out for that. I just wanted to show you guys after I washed off the roots, washed off that soil. There wasn't any rhizomes either, and it was like I guess when it was a cutting, there was like a tube there, so I took all of that mud out of there as well, because the soil was not drying out or draining at all. So just showing you the close-up on the impromptu medallion after taking it out of the mud. It's in a new pot. It's in a terracotta pot. Some well-draining soil. I just sprinkled some orchid bark that's also in the soil to the top as well. You can see some perlite, some charcoal as well, and it's a smaller pot. We'll see how it does in this well-draining soil medium as opposed to mud. Impromptu report. Sorry I didn't show you guys all of the steps, but I just decided to do it because I found a pot with soil. So yeah. So this is the Calatheas ornata. I decided to take it out of that mud as well. And I saw a few points of new growth, a damaged one. There's another one there. And there's a big one over here. So a few points of new growth, and the roots look really good, look really healthy. But man, that soil that it was in just was not draining at all. And also, I guess the condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one from the greenhouse. I'm going to bring this one inside with me. I'm also going to put this in water because I want to transfer this into lacquer. After, I guess I have my lacquer, I just have to sanitize it, and I'll do a video on that as well. But I'm going to be transferring 2 water propagations, 2 of my Monstera that I propagated in water. I'm going to be transferring them to lacquer, and I'm definitely thinking about adding this one into lacquer as well. So this is the Calatheas ornata, and I got a little creative with cutting off all of the crispy edges, but I'm sure they're going to yellow again because that's just what it does when it heals. But I just was tired of looking at the crispiness on it, and I pulled it out of that old medium too. So I have to just wash this off a little bit more to get some more of the soil off, and then I'm going to put this in a vessel with water. This is also impromptu, but I said, hey, if I did the medallion, I might as well do the ornata as well. Try to save it before it, I guess, dies even more. So this is just soaking in some water after I washed the roots about 80 times. Trying to get the soil off. So this is the clarest that the water has actually been since washing the roots repeatedly. Trying to get a lot of the soil out of there because I am going to be transferring it to lacquer. And just to look took it out of the water that it was soaking in, and I have it in this mason jar. This is distilled water that had mosquito bits soaking in it, so I'll change this water out in about 7 days or so. The roots look real good, and as you remember, I took off those crispy edges. But we have some new growth coming in. Some new growth is coming in. And this is in the mason jar in water before I transition it to lacquer. Yeah. So this is just an update of my Calatheas ornata. This growth point, I don't know if it's going to make it, but remember that it had a few leaves. This is the one leaf that's left. But the roots still look really, really good. So, I don't know. I don't know if anything is going to bounce back from this. I don't know what's going to happen. But the only thing I could say is the roots look good. Yeah. Calatheas and me. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is my transparency video all about the Calatheas and my parenting, I guess. But give them the right conditions and they'll love on you, or they'll love you back rather. But thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.